that bad. I do like that. What's up, mate? You doing all right?
Good, and you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
We got the, it's rocking on me. I was talking to
You shake. Cuz over there, man. We got.
I was talking.
All right, it's a nice evening, about 7 o'clock here, about ready for kickoff. And the Buccaneers are set to receive this on their last home football game of the season. It's a nice, about 65 degrees right now, nice and clear skies, no rain in the forecast. And we're about ready to get this off, Nate.
Got some good football weather tonight.
Little crisp, little good rivalry game about to start here.
Especially on senior night, you never know what's going to happen. We're in for a good one right here.
Always fun. That's why I decided to watch this game out of any other game.
All right. Buccaneers going to be receiving this kick. It's a little short. Going to pick it up around the 15.
He's
He's
got a
running
gap.
open. He can go. He
That's
stopped
a-
at the 50-yard line right there at midfield. Great way to start off this game for the Buccaneers.
Hey, and that's-
We're going to start with good.
That's a really good way to start the game out. He found a seam there. He didn't wait. He took that and brought it all the way about a solid 35-yard return.
Goes back to the Wildcat, 49-yard line. First down, Buccaneers.
First down, Bucks. First and 10 at the 49-yard line. Let's see what Ryan Gallagher and his offense could do with it.
It's going to be a fake. And solid throw up to about the 41-yard line of the Wildcats. Good tackle.
Yeah. Way to turn around and try to get some positive yards right there.
Yeah, that's been one of the things that he really struggled this year so far, is just being decisive on his throws and just getting it out there. That was a really solid throw. He knew where he wanted to go with the ball, and threw it a really solid pass to the open receiver.
Yeah. Good route too, right over the middle. Really no coverage on that. It was pretty.
And it looks like he went to the wrong side, and he's going to be hit for about a 8-yard loss on the play. So it looked like he opened up to the right, and the running back went to the left.
Loss of 6, third and 8 from the 47.
All right, so it's going to be 3rd and 8 now from the 47-yard line. All right,
Buccaneers come out in the spread here. Got 4 wide receivers, and it's going to be another play action. And he's got a nice pocket, and he's going to check it down to number 5. Sorry, Joe Quinn Dingle, and he's going to keep on going. He's still on his feet. And he's all the way down to the Wildcat 15-yard line.
Looking good right here. That was a great job right there from Joe Quinn Dingle right there to get some positive yards off that screen pass.
Yeah, that was a solid check down. You know, he had a really good pocket. He could have set in the pocket a little longer if he needed to, but he checked it down. And he went straight ahead, got some solid yard off that. Buccaneers going to come out on the trips to the high side of the formation here.
Now what the Bucks got to,
and he's going to throw another hitch route. and he's still on his feet.
All right, what I was about to say is the Buccaneers got to be careful here in the red zone. What they've really struggled with all season is flags in the red zone.
Yeah, that's one thing that's plagued this team is, you know, they were able to move the ball pretty well all year, but they usually have a lot of penalties, heavily penalized this year. The Buccaneers down all the way to about the 6-yard line. They come back out, trips to the narrow side, high side of the field here, and they're going to look on the single side coverage. And he throws to his guy was open. He just overthrew number 14, Jalen Walker.
Jaden Walker was the intended target there.
He had his man. He just really overthrew him. He ran a really nice route, got separation on the outside. They really opened up to try and do a single receiver to the wide side of the field, give that receiver a lot of space to work with, and the receiver ran a good route. We just got to get the ball there.
All right,
we
third and short coming up.
We got 2 running backs in the backfield. Looks like they're going to try to run it right up the gut, and that's looks initially it was going to be stuffed, but Joe Quinn Dingle pushes ahead for a yard or two.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th down. Yeah, they gained about 1 yard right there. Looks like they're bringing back out Ryan Gallagher, and they're going to go for it on 4th in the first drive of this ballgame.
Yeah, you know, this is their chance to really make a statement. We know their kicker's really reliable, but if you can get a touchdown on this first drive, that's really a big tone setter for the rest of that game. He's going to check the play here. He's getting a new call in from Coach Brooks on the sideline. Now they're going in the normal H-back formation, and they're going to do the same play again, and it's going to be stuffed in the backfield. Yeah, and the Wildcats were not fooled on that. They saw the same formation, and they stuffed it right in the backfield.
Yeah. Personally, I'd like for the Buccaneers to go up for that early lead right there with their reliable kicker, Tyler Deliba.
I mean, I would rather try to do some kind of play action, throw it there. They were going all out to stop the run on that. I mean, either kick the field goal or try some kind of play action.
All right, so the Wildcats are going to start off with their first drive of the day.
And Buccaneers almost jumping off sides, and they're going to hand it off. It's going to be swallowed right up at the right around the line of scrimmage.
All right, yeah. If there's really been a strong suit for this Buccaneers team, it's probably been our defense. Defense has been pretty consistent all year long.
Really consistent. A lot of good players on this defense. Offense is starting to get a little plagued by injuries. A couple of the receivers are down. We got a lot of key names out tonight due to various injuries.
High snap right there.
High snap, and he's going to hand it off. The running back gets down to a couple yards on that.
That brings up 3rd down.
All right, we got 3rd down coming up here for the Wildcats.
Third and 5 for the Wildcats at their own 10-yard line, and it's going to be a play-action rollout, and he has a guy open. He threw a really good ball, and he's still on his feet. Number 17. He's going to take it all the way up to the 40-yard line of the Wildcats. You know, quarterback, they rolled him out of the pocket. There was good coverage on him, but he just threw a really good ball on the run. Put it right on the money. All right, so they're hurrying up to the line. They're going quick. Buccaneers are still trying to get set on defense, and they're going to hand it right off to him. And he's going to bounce it outside to the right, and he's going to found a gap. He's going to take it all the way to the other 40. Now they're knocking in Buccaneer territory.
Hit by number 4, Jacob McPherson.
All right, we got first down for the Wildcats. All this coming off of a 3rd and 6 about 2 plays ago.
Wildcats looks like they're lining right back up, try to run another play. They got this defense on their heels. They like the package they were in. And it's going to be another handoff, and the Buccaneers stuff it this time. And there's
Right, yeah, you could feel the emotions here on this field. Everybody's trying to give their hardest.
looks like number 15 of Hanover, Kellen Brown, is trying to hear what the play call is. And it was a tip pass. Good chance for an interception there.
That's intended for number 32, Harlan Kane. Incomplete.
That ball went. Somebody has to call NASA. That ball still might be in orbit. When it got tipped, it went way in the air. Wildcats lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Those tip passes can be very dangerous for an offense. They're hit the right way. They can go straight up, be an easy pick for the defense. Got lucky right there. All right, we got 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9, Wildcats coming out in a H-back formation. They got a single set receiver. He's looking that way, number 1, and he's going to check it down. Number 15, it clanks right off his hands.
Yeah, right in and out of the hands of the receiver, number 15.
Kellen Brown on the drop pass.
Kellen Brown, incomplete. Great coverage by the crowd. That brings up 4th down.
All right, 4th down coming up here for the Wildcats.
All right, so the Wildcats are going for it here on 4th and 9. And nope, they opt out of it instantly and decide to take a timeout early. So this is an early time to take a timeout. Only about 6 minutes into the game, we have our first timeout. Not sure if he's going to go for it here on 4th down. I mean, they're in Buccaneer territory, right outside of field goal range. But if you're able to punt it, get him inside, get him down early, then you should play the field position here.
Yeah, it doesn't require a big punt right here. Put them within the 10-yard line. But
so they're going to go for it. They got trips to the low side of the field here, the wide side, and it's going to be a rollout here. Quarterback's under pressure, and he moves to the side, but it's going to be pass defended by I think the number 26, Joe Deffenbaugh. Somehow they missed the sack. I mean, the quarterback just was rolling out. He stopped, and 2 defenders had him wrapped up, and he slid right by him.
Yeah, we've got a very elusive quarterback coming here from for the Wildcats. Defenses to kind of be prepared for that. We really haven't seen a quarterback like that.
No, but defenders, there's 2 of them side by side. They really needed to use more of a funneling technique. They missed out on easy sack there, but at least it was defended. And Gallagher
nice catch there from number 1, Kilby Thief Dixon.
threw it into double coverage, and he just threw it up.
Gutsy catch.
He threw a laser right to him. You know, it worked really well. The defender had his back turned to it, and it went right over top of the defender's head. Kilby just reached up and snagged it in stride. That was a great pass.
Great pass, great catch. Very impressive and very quick.
Gallagher's really throwing on time today. Look, another pass out to Kilby.
Short pass right there, yeah.
Throwing with some anticipation. This is what we've been waiting for all season long.
Yeah.
This second drive, but both drives so far, Gallagher's been on time, throwing it with anticipation, throwing it to the open targets.
Yeah. If anything's been off, this is the first time
The
in a while
defense.
it's been
All right, so Buccaneers are going to have trip to the wide side or the low side of the formation here. Running back, and it's going to be a handoff to, I believe Jeremiah Brown gets the handoff. Goes ahead for a few. It looks like one of the linemen are injured.
Ooh. No, one of the linemen, Heath Turner's down.
So it's their guard is a sophomore here, Heath Turner. Not sure if the coaches told him to get down or if it looks like he's having a hard time getting back up after he went down. While they're attending to him, shout out to Coach Stowe for doing the new logo on the field. I believe it looks really great this year. We're trying a new color scheme, the white Buccaneer versus the multicolored one. Gives it a new, fresh look, I believe, for the senior night.
Got the Stormtrooper look coming out.
I feel like that blue and black got to be made that.
All right, so Turner able to get up under his own power eventually, muster to the sideline, and that brings up a 3rd and 2. They're going to be same formation as before. You got gun left, and then you got your trips to the right side. Oh, they're going to move them over to now it's got the running back to the right side of the formation, and we're going to have a false start by Polis. Zach Polis does a false start, and that's going to move the Buccaneers back 5 yards. And this is what we were talking about before, Nate. Every time we start getting down close to the red zone in the past, Buccaneers kind of shoot themselves in the foot and start having big penalties.
Big penalties in places you don't want them.
Yeah, this has kind of been the tale of this year every time. Now Buccaneers out in the spread, two wide receivers each side of the formation. They're just going to check it down to number 25, and he's going to fall down about the 32-yard line, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Actually lose about a yard to half a yard.
It looks like he just tripped over himself there in the backfield.
So now I think they're a little bit out of field goal range for DeLubis. Late. I mean, he might be able to make this, but now you bring up a 4th and 8. That penalty shows how bad it really hurts you. Now it looks like they're going to try to have the trips to the short side. And yep, they're going to do the single set again, and he overthrows his receiver by a hair. And Wildcats probably knew what was coming because that's just what the Buccaneers have been doing all year. They'll have the trips to one side of the short side of the field. have the wide side of the field. They'll have just a single set receiver. Kilby was still open. We just overthrew him by about a yard. So it's going to be another turnover. So the Wildcats and the Buccaneers now have all had at least one turnover on 4th down. The Wildcats take over at their own 33-yard line. The Buccaneers coming out in some kind of 3-3 stack defense, and they're going to try to run it right up the middle. Gets a couple yards. And it looks like Reed Williams had a little trouble getting up there, number 19.
Second and 6 on the 37.
All right, it's going to be 2nd and 6 here on the 37-yard line. Let's see if our Buccaneer defense could figure something out right here.
Wildcats run the option. Oh, it's a fumble.
Free ball.
And it looks like the Buccaneers are going to recover.
Football. There we go.
That was a great. It looks like their defender was shot out of a cannon, came right up the A gap, right where the quarterback was trying to do this pitch option. Right when he was getting ready to release that pitch, he got rocked.
Yeah, quarterback just donated that football for a good cause.
Recovered by number 22, Christian Bridges.
All right, so that gives the Buccaneers pretty much right back at where they turned it over at.
Yeah, back where they were, fresh set down.
And it's another quick pass, going to be a screen. Jaden Walker still on his feet. He was just dodging around about 4 defenders. You know, when I was talking to the coaches earlier this week, they really talked about how much of a game plan they were going to use Jaden Walker in this week. You know, their other big name receivers were down, so, you know, they're really going to fill that void. You know, we have a deep receiving core for the Buccaneers, so Jaden Walker is really going to be one of the highlight players for this offensive game plan tonight.
Yeah, Jaden Walker, Kilby Dixon, both great receivers here for this Buccaneers offense. Really going to be key players.
And yep, it's back to Walker again for another screen. He's just breaking into the open. It's going to be a Buccaneer first down, I believe.
It's about the 10-yard line.
That there is good enough for another Buccaneer
First down, Buccaneers.
It looks like it's going to be about the 11 or 12-yard line. And Buccaneers are going to come back out in this 3-by-1 formation. You got trips to the wide side of the field, the bottom of the screen. And it's going to be another screen to Jaden Walker again. And he just sidesteps again.
There he goes.
And he just keeps sidestepping defenders. And that's just a really bad tackling by the Wildcats. They know what's coming. They still don't tackle them.
There's ankles left on that field, man.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 on the 6-yard line.
Jaden Walker's just snatching them up.
And the referees blew the play dead. They're going to call false start on the Buccaneers.
That's on the quarterback.
Looks like not everybody's set on the field. The Wildcats are still running people off. Not sure. I think he might have been trying to get that 12th man on the field. But once again, as we've said many times, we move the ball. And now this brings up, we go from a 2nd and 4 all the way back to a 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9, Buccaneers on the 11.
They can, however, still get a first down before we get to the end zone. And he's got a
wide open. Oh, touchdown, Buccaneers.
And that was really good. I think that's Kilby Dixon again. Gallagher throws a really good pass right where only his guy can get it. Kilby with a defender on his back.
Yeah, way to fit that ball in there.
Put it right on the numbers, right on time. You can't ask for a better pass than that. There was no backers back there, and that the backers vacated the area. There was nobody there to be in that zone.
Good recovery there from Gallagher. He had number 6 Emery Brown wide open there on that play and was able to fit it back there into Kilby's hands.
Yeah, he had number 6 open in the flats early, but by the time he saw it, he had to check back down to the middle, and he delivered an awesome pass. Great job. So now it's going to give your score. Buccaneers 7 after the extra point by DeLuba. It was always pretty much a given anytime he kicks the ball.
And all the fans in the stands went, oh yeah!
Also great at losing those balls in those woods behind the football field.
Well, that's what the little kids are for.
Yeah, he's put a couple there. He's put a couple there in the woods, and he's put a couple up on top of the facility over here.
Kicking off the game, and the good by the leader.
I put the that in.
Yeah. Kick is away. It's a low line drive right there off the hands. Kind of bobbled it there on the 20.
And he's got a little bit of a lane, yeah. It's a really good return.
Both kickoff returns have been pretty impressive this game.
So we got about 53 seconds left in that first quarter here. Wildcats lining up right about the 45-yard line, their own 45-yard line. So.
Okay, I'm about to go through the roster now and update the next one.
All right, so Buccaneers coming back out in this 3-3 stack, and they're blitzing 2 backers off of it, trying to really clog these holes, and they.
Oh, there's a lane. I think he's.
They're trying to clog that middle up, and they just bounced it right off tackle to the right side. And that's kind of what happens when you try to stack the middle. If you lose contain on the outside, there's nobody in that linebacker spot there to help keep contained. So a lot of times what Barcy likes to do is he's going to have this 3-3 stack. They're going to have a guard over top of or a nose tackle over top of the center called the zero. And a lot of times they'll have their linebackers call out which way they want to stunt. And I think they stunted the wrong way there. Buccaneers almost jumping off sides. And they're going to blitz all the backers again. And Wildcats doing the same thing again. They just run right off tackle almost
in there, yeah.
You know, every defense has their weakness, and that was this coach is doing a really good job. I think it's Coach Fuller's doing a good job exposing the weakness of this defense, which is right off the outside of the tackle.
Yeah. It's going to be something that we have to figure out this game, or they're going to run all over us.
It looks like they're just going to take it to the second quarter here.
And at the end of the first quarter, they
All right, so coming out of the quarter break here, Wildcats handed off on a jet sweep. And that's going to
Good
be
tackle there. Nice
stopped
contact.
right by the Buccaneers there. So it's brings up second and goal.
Number 2, 24, Nelson, tackled by number 19, Reed Williamson.
It's about a yard on the carry.
Tackled by Reed Williamson.
Gain of 1, second and goal from the 8.
It's going to be second and goal for the Wildcats.
It's a second and goal. They have one receiver spread out very wide to the left of the formation, about as far out to the sideline as you can get. And they're going to try to run it in the, they try to run it right up the middle against the defense, which is the strength of this defense.
Yeah, it's the strength, man. Yeah.
Sometimes you run a play, just stay honest, keep the defense, on their toes. Here's not one of those places to run it when you're this close. Now it's 3rd and 6 from the 6-yard line, 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. So now they just come out in their, looks like they got a dual tight end formation here. And they're just going to throw a fade, and he's going to go up, and it's knocked away.
Yeah, knocked away from his hand.
He had it. It was a good throw, had it in his hands, and he just dropped the ball.
He had that ball twice, actually.
Yeah, bobbled it, and then by then the corner's able to get his hand in there and knock it away.
Number 15, Kellen Brown. Incomplete. Dorian Wallace on the coverage, and that brings up 4th down.
So it's going to be 4th down here.
Time to make some noise for the boys.
4th down, they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, they don't want to go for a field goal. They're going for it on 4th down. Good time in the pocket. Their quarterback's going to be sacked from behind, and he fumbles it. Fumbles it on 4th down. It's the second fumble by their quarterback, number 6. Zanari Johnson.
First down, Buccaneers.
All right, so Buccaneers take over at their own 12-yard line, and they're going to hand it off. Big hole up the middle. Joe Quinn Dingle bounces off a defender. Gets about 3 to 4 yards on the carry. The hole opened up and closed very quickly.
So you got to be quick back there.
By number 20, Jason Holloway, gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for the 15.
So Buccaneers comes out in the back out in their H-back. He has another. He had Joe Quinn Dingle out early. Gallagher hesitating a little bit to throw it out to him. So another 3 yards on the carry. For after the completion. Looks like they're taking Joe Quinn Dingle, swapping him out for Jeremiah Brown.
All right, it's going to be 3rd down right here, 3rd and short.
3rd and 3. They could, this is one of these downs with a short yardage. You're really able to run it or pass it here. And they're going to
run it with Jeremiah
right up
Brown.
the middle.
He's got that 1st down.
It's a good hold by the offensive line, and that's exactly what they needed. They gave him about 4 yards, maybe a little more.
Buccaneer run by number 25, Jeremiah Brown. That's good enough for another Buccaneer.
All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Buccaneers' own 24-yard line. Buccaneers doing a little personnel change out here, going out to their trips package to the wide side of the field. I would look for another screen to Jaden Walker here. No, and they're going to pass it and it looks like
oh, in and out of hands. Oh, well, we got some dirty laundry there on the field.
I think the corner got there, gave the receiver a hug there just a little early.
Yeah, it looked like he might have arrived in the same spot a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Pass interference on New Hanover.
All right, so it's going to be a pass interference on New Hanover. Should give the Buccaneers a first down. It's going to move it up to the 39-yard line of the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers taking over on the 39-yard line, first and 10.
All right, so they come back out in this trips left or trips to the wide side of the field in the bottom of the formation. It's going to be another big pass, and he's going to check it down to number 6 again. 6 has a lot of room to run. Emery Brown had a lot of room to run on that check down throw. He just did a quick little out. Gallagher doing a really good job once again of checking with the person he's supposed to read on that defense. In this case, he might probably reading the corner on that side, and he went ahead and checked it down. And that's what he's really got to do, is make a smart decision quickly, get it out there on time. He's been doing a really good job so far this game. Yeah. So now they're going to go wide side of the field. They got a single receiver, 3-by-1. And then now they're going to do the screen to the narrow side, and that's number 77 is lucky he didn't get a flag thrown on him for blocking back towards his own end zone. All right, so they're going to go trips to the wide side of the field this time. And they're going to run it right up the gut. Looked like he was stopped for a short gain. The second effort broke free and got about, let's say, 7 yards on the carry, maybe a little more.
Might have been first down. Looks like he's just short.
Yeah, they're giving him almost 8 or 9 yards.
Checking a couple feet.
Now they got come out in the spread, and the Galaxy's going to throw another quick pass right on time. Good pass. Oh, he's
ripped down.
Going to be ripped down backwards here. Close to a horse collar.
And that, my friends, is good enough for another Buccaneers.
So yeah, once again, like we've been saying, Gallagher making quick decisions, getting the ball out on time. That's what we really need.
First and 10 Buccaneers on Wildcat 23.
All right, now we got to just.
All right, so now we're driving. It's going to be another quick pass out to number 6. Looks like a little design bubble screen almost. The receivers downfield are blocking very quickly.
Buccaneer run by number 6, Emery Brown. Gain of 2, second and 8 on the 21.
All right, so Buccaneers coming back out in the spread, running back to the right side, and he's going to do a flare out, and it's going to be another dump. And he finally threw one out a little bit too far in front of his receiver. He's doing just a little quick swing route out to the right.
The Buccaneers going to be in the spread right here.
All right, so Buccaneers coming back out in the spread formation, running back to the left side, flips Jeremiah Brown to the left side of the formation. Looks like Wildcats blitz a backer, and we run right into the blitz.
Buccaneers run. Number 25, Jeremiah Brown. Back by number 10, is 4th and 4 on the 16.
They're gonna bring out a little bit of kick it.
A field goal from 34.
All right, so 4th and 4. Coach makes a smart decision to bring out the automatic 3. And tie the loop out to right down the middle, and no, it is no good.
No good. 5 minutes, 49
And it looked like it had plenty of leg behind it.
It had plenty of leg. It was wide left.
So the Wildcats are going to take over on offense here about the 20-yard line. So Wildcats taking over here. And Wildcats get a solid gain up to about the 26-yard line.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 from the 26-yard line.
Wildcats take the snap, hand it back off to number 23 again. 22.
Number 23, Giovanni Webb. Tackled by number 22, Christian Frigid.
So, Wildcats coming back out with a H-back again, and they're going to hand it right back off again to Giovanni Webb. Drives ahead for a gain of about, what are we saying, about 3?
Yeah. A gain of about 3 yards right there. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
So we're back under 5 minutes in this second quarter here, a little under 5 minutes to go. And they're still about the 30, little under the 35-yard line. Back out in the H-back, and there's it's going to be a play-action rollout. Has number 32 wide open in the flats. Joe Deffenbaugh does a solid tackle, but it's going to be close to that first down. It's I think they're going to mark him about a yard short.
Good tackle there by Deffenbaugh.
Number 32 was wide open too, and he closed the distance really quick. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. Wildcats getting up on the ball quick, and they're going to hand it off. And nope, he's going to be tackled in the backfield.
Yeah. He stopped short. I don't think he's there.
So the referees give a very generous spot from look like up here is about a loss of 2 yards, and they go ahead and give him a first down. Gave him about 4 yards on that carry. I don't know where the coach's challenge flag is, but he probably just threw his headset.
That's a questionable call there.
That's
Let's see if the Buccaneers.
yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I think the referees had big eyeballs there, seeing where that ball was spotted. Let it burn some more time off the clock. And somehow New Hanover jumps off sides on their own hard count. So now they're going to at least give us some of those yardage that they stole back. All right, so Hanover coming out with H-back, moves the H-back over to the left side of the formation. quarterback
Deep
looking to
ball.
throw deep ball, and it's a good catch, but he
Good
might be
catch.
out of bounds. They're going to give him the catch. And they're going to give him the catch.
Yeah.
That was a leaping grab by Waddell there.
Defense gonna have to do something like they've done earlier.
That was a good throw, too. And they bring him down about the 30-yard line. We're going to see if they give him another generous spot. So Hanover trying to work quickly here. They got the Buccaneers where they want them. And they're going to hand it back off. And the Buccaneers swallow them up for about a 1-yard gain. All right, so third down already for the Wildcats. So they're going to come back out in the H-back formation. And it's going to be a quarterback run right at the middle, and they get him short.
Let's see what the ref says about it, though.
They got him in the backfield. It looks like they're going to keep him right at the same spot this time.
Fourth down doesn't always mean the end for these Wildcats.
Fourth down.
Yeah, they're going to go for it again. They're 2 for 2, I believe, fourth down conversions.
All right, so it's 4th and 2. Let's see if they try a hard count here. Come back out in the H-back formation. And they're going to do a quarterback run right the middle again. He gets it this time.
He gets it, yeah. That's 3 for 3.
Under 2 minutes to go. Let's see if they start using some timeouts here. They hurry up. So first down, they're going to start the clock again. About 1:30 left in the half. It looks like the Wildcats are going to try to eat all of this clock and go into the half tied up. See if the Buccaneers can hold them from scoring. And it's going to be another rollout. 32's open again, and he's going to try to run it.
Open as well.
The quarterback's going to get out of bounds. Smart decision. So once again, the strength of this defense is right in the middle. Anytime we go, Wildcats went off tackle. And it looks like the Buccaneers call a timeout, even though the clock just stopped. So while we're in intermission here, we'd like to congratulate all of our seniors on senior night here of the boys and girls football, the tennis team, all the volleyball team, boys soccer, all the seniors. They've had a great season so far at Laney High School, and we wish them all the best in their next endeavors. All right, so a gain of about 2 on the play.
They're down here.
They're down 50 seconds to go. They're just really burning this clock. They still have a ways to go. They're going to do that rollout again. And once again, he's wide open again. it's going to be a first down.
Pass complete to number 32, Colin Day.
I mean, they keep using the same play, and nobody's waiting for the HVAC to come out of the backfield. So Buccaneers trying to hurry up and get off the field. And it looks like Buccaneers take another timeout with 30 seconds left in the second half, or the first half here. All right, so ready to go here, coming out of the half. And there's flags.
Yeah, it started early.
Might be some kind of illegal procedure on the offense here.
I think they snapped the ball a little too early.
Too many. It's like too many men on the field. Hey, you know what they say, Nate? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So they tried to pull one over on the referees. But all joking aside, this is what we talked about before. You know, red zones. You know, Buccaneers have a tendency to get a lot of penalties. Now it's moved them a couple yards shorter. And yeah, it's I'm not sure.
I think he's just short, yeah.
And Wildcats going to call a timeout with 24 seconds left.
Number 2, Tony Clark Nelson. Stopped by your Buccaneer defense. No gain on the play. 2nd and 2, timeout. Wildcats.
So 24 seconds left. I'm not even sure what happened on that last play. It was some kind of a dive or I couldn't tell. They all kind of muddled together, almost like a tush push, trying to get that last 3 yards.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say right there. It kind of looked like a tush push. High school football version of a tush push.
All right, so they're coming back out in this, looks like some kind of tush push. And there's some more penalty markers here.
A lot of dirty laundry there on the field.
And they called it on the Buccaneers. That's going to give them half the distance.
I'll be glad to do it when they tell me to.
That's a little questionable.
After this, into the goal. Taking a goal from the 1.
All right, they're coming back out and push again, and this time,
touchdown.
yeah, it looks like they almost stood him up, but the referee's gonna go ahead and give him a touchdown. I don't know about the spot of that one.
Yeah, that one looked a little short to me, but I'm not gonna.
All right, so 21 seconds left. I imagine Coach Brooks is just gonna knee the clock out when we get the ball back, or do some kind of run. And the kick is blocked. And it's blocked, so that's gonna keep the Buccaneers in the lead.
now I see why they've been going for it on 4th down.
And with a shade under 22 seconds left in the half, it's your Buccaneers 7, Wildcats 6.
Yeah, and that was a good job by special teams. Really, I mean, you're down. You just got down 6. You're a little bit, disappointed. Your momentum changed, and all of a sudden, you block the extra point. You're still in the lead. That changes the whole momentum shift. Now, the only bad thing is we don't have much time left, so we're not going to be able to carry that momentum as easy. Hopefully, we can bring it out coming out of the half. I think the Wildcats have the ball coming out of the half, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know, though. The Buccaneers can pull something crazy here. You never know. It's high school ball. Anything goes. 21 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what Buccaneers can do here.
And they're going to kick off in the left hash, and it's a good kick down to the 10.
There he goes. He found a lane.
He found a nice lane.
Man, why is Ian standing there?
And if he would have had some more blockers continuing to block, he might have taken that one all the way. He had a good lane, and left side of this kickoff just stopped blocking.
Yeah, there was really just one guy he had to beat. He had to beat one guy right there to beat that one.
Versus the Buccaneers from the 35-yard line.
First down for the Buccaneers. I guess that they just need this one down and go into the half.
All right, so Gallagher coming out. They don't really have anybody guarding deep. It almost looks like they're coming out in almost a cover 0 look.
Oh my God.
And they decided to start throwing it here with 11 seconds left, and they can't. Yeah, Wildcats, just like I thought, they came out in a cover 0. He could have taken a shot there.
Yeah, I would have said go for that shot right there.
There's no safety help.
Yeah. But it got past interference on the other one.
And Gallagher, one of the first bad passes he's thrown today.
Because Emory can scoop. Be on the time they pulled him up.
It looks like they're doing it. They're going to just stick in this coverage here, and looks like Brooks is going to try to air it out with 11 seconds left. Maybe get them in field goal range. Give DeLupa some redemption time. Nope. They're going to hand it off to Jeremiah Brown this time. Jeremiah Brown finds a seam.
He finds the seam. He's got to find some. Hit hard. There's going to be a timeout. I think this is where we're going to get that shot we were talking about right here.
Number 6, Emory Brown did a really good job on the top side of the field. Jeremiah Brown's running to the right side. He tried to run and tried to hurry up and lead block for him. Came all the way across the formation. That was really good effort. It didn't amount to anything, but that's the kind of effort you need. That's the kind of stuff every play that coaches are looking for, trying to really instill in their team.
All right, less than 2 seconds left on the clock here. Let's see if the Buccaneers can pull something.
So they got time for one more play. Let's see if they would try a trick play, or if they're just going to try maybe get a pass interference call on a deep pass. I can't imagine the Wildcats will stay in that cover 0 look.
All right, Buccaneers fans. Let's see if they can pull something crazy here. Got a couple really deep safeties.
Yeah, so there we go.
There
we go. Yeah, they're almost playing like a punt coverage here. And it's going to be a rollout for Gallagher. Gallagher's going to air it out, and he's going to throw a pick. And that's the one thing you don't want to do, because then it kind of turns into a punt return.
Yeah. I guess you got that one right, didn't you, Surface?
All right, so that's going to send us into the half. Buccaneers leading by a point, 7-6. Or as the kids these days say, they're 6-7, right?
Yeah.
All right, so it's going to put us to intermission here.
On the first half of the season.
First half of the home season, yeah. All right. right, so we're coming back out of halftime here. Buccaneers kicking off. High kick.
High kick.
Takes it up about the 15, short kick down to the 15-yard line, and he's got a lane, and he kind of gets tripped up around the close to between the 35 and 40-yard line.
Wildcat kick. Caught back by number 2,
Yeah.
Tony Clark Nelson.
Oh, like 36 or 7.
Tackled by number 33, Kwame Allen.
So Wildcats take over here, coming out of the half.
30 seconds.
Looks like they got their trips formation to the bottom of your screen. And they're going to run it.
Be another handoff. That's been working for them.
And he gets back a little bit,
Half the game.
a little bit past the
work
line
there.
of scrimmage.
Run by number 23, Giovanni Webb.
Yeah, they give him about a yard.
Tackled by the Buccaneers, led by number 19, Reed Williamson. Gain of 1. Second and 9 from the 30.
All right, so let's see what the Buccaneers have coming out of this half defensively. It's going to be a quick pass to number 2. And
Running backwards.
defensive tackle, the big boys come up and make the tackle. He didn't give a whole lot of yards, maybe about 2 or 3 yards on that catch.
Yeah. Like to see it.
Tackled by number 58.
That's going to give them a 3rd and 6, so they're going to have a 3rd down.
Third down.
Brings up 3rd down.
All right, so Buccaneers looks like they're, and they got good pressure on the back. Good catch by number 17. Good coverage, but even better catch. Quarterback put the ball where only his guy could get it.
Can't be mad about that. That was a great catch right there.
That was an
number
awesome catch.
17, Colton Creech.
That's good enough for a Wildcat first down, 1st and 10. From the Buccaneer 44-yard line.
All right, so it's another quick pass to number 2, and they had him at the line of scrimmage for no gain, but he powers his way up for about a gain of 4.
Solid gain of 4 there for the Wildcats.
So Tony Clark Nelson, twice now on this drive where he's got these little quick catches and screens. Technically, I think he's listed as a running back. They have him sitting in that slot position.
Yeah. I mean, it works, I guess.
All right, they're going to hand it back on the outside, Giovanni Webb, and once again,
Big. He lowered that shoulder.
looks like there was there's some extracurricular activity going on deep down the field, and the referees haven't. And the referees haven't thrown any flags. One, it looked like there was some holding on the outside, and they never called it. That's why he was able to get outside so easy. And then there's 2-on-1 gang up over here, and the referees are going to let them play a little bit. And just like everybody suspected, things are going to get a little chippy. It's a rivalry game.
Especially here at the end of the game.
It's a close game. Right now it's 6-7.
Very tight game.
So it looks like Buccaneers are coming out in a little bit of a cover 2 here.
Remember, it's 6-7 because of a blocked field goal there.
And it's
short.
and good coverage on number 1. Honestly, the ball never got there. The ball ended up going short where his receiver was. It kind of skipped towards the receiver. He's lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Yeah.
I mean, Tanari Johnson's been making some really good throws. That was not one of his better ones. Both quarterbacks tonight have been throwing the ball very well. Johnson rolls out to his left. He just airs it out to a wide open number 15, and he just airmails.
This time.
Oh, and then
They're gonna call a late call or a late hit there.
And a boneheaded play by the
very late
Buccaneers.
call there.
It's another
iffy call there.
First of all, why did KD leave him? He was wild.
You know, that's a danger there with one of these quarterbacks that really likes rolling out like number 6 does. Is you could get a lot of those late hits, and it could get pretty dangerous.
Personal foul on the Buccaneers.
Yeah, so it was third down. Quarterback threw the ball out of bounds. He had a guy wide open in the end zone. So Buccaneers got lucky with a bad throw, but then Buccaneers, as usual, we get these penalties which kill us. Man in motion. They're going to try a jet sweep. Really well executed jet sweep, but Buccaneers are ready for it, tackling for a loss. I mean, he barely got the snap, and it was already in the running back's hand. That was a really good jet sweep in the backfield, but Buccaneers were running sideline to sideline on that.
Second and 10.
Well, that's actually, it's going to be a tackle for a loss there.
Solid about 3-yard loss or so, 2 or 3 yards. So they're going to have number 15 all the way out sideline again. They're going to try a quick pass to number 2 out here. They have the space. He's got a good little screen. And it looks like he fumbled the ball, but the referees are going to say he was down.
Ball came out there on that play. That's kind of crazy.
And the Wildcats are lining right back up, trying to hurry up. Buccaneers have too many men on the field. They got to hurry up and get somebody off. They barely get them off, and looks like they're going to get a touchdown off of this. So sadly, the score is changing to instead of being 6-7, it's going to be 12-7. In Wildcats' favor.
Last time that they attempted to kick, it was blocked, but it also was a short kick. I'd say it went just over the snapper's head. Looks like they're going to go for it.
All right, so they're going for a 2-point conversion here, and it's going to be another rollout. He has a man wide open in the end zone.
You can't have that.
2-point conversion is good. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in the third quarter. New Hanover 14. The Buccaneers 7.
And all of a sudden, that momentum's starting to shift a little bit. You know, they scored right before the half. Now they scored coming right out of the half. And Buccaneers have stopped them, and we can't have these late penalties and everything. That's what's partially plagued them all season. Well, the good thing is here, Nate, that the Buccaneers offense has been able to move the ball very well. Gallagher's been on it very well. He threw that one interception at the end of the half, but
it's a Hail Mary pass.
1 second left.
It's a Hail Mary pass. He had some pressure on him.
Yeah, he rolled out, threw it on the run. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Hopefully it doesn't affect him very much. His composure here.
I mean, really, he's been spot on all
right.
game.
Yeah, this is the best I've seen him throw this season.
Short kick again. Oh, big block there. That's a big hit right there.
All right, so Wildcats ate about 4 minutes off the clock in the second half. So score right now is going to be 7-14. Wildcats in the lead. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter.
We're gonna have trips bunch. It looks like on the high side of the field.
Yeah, so it's gonna go. Yeah, so it looks like they're gonna go normal trips here. It looked like it was gonna be bunchy at first, but they kind of started to spread out. The top of your screen. It's gonna be another quick little hitches, and they swallowed up maybe for a yard, gain of a yard or two. You know, that's just a good indication of trying to take what the defense is giving you. Gallagher should have thrown it a little bit sooner, but it's still a really accurate pass right to his guy. Solid game. You know, you get 3.5 yards per play. You're gonna get a first down every time, every drive. Looks like the
Gallagher throw that.
oh, he.
No, that's miscommunication.
I was about to say I'd like to see Gallagher throw that deep ball, but that one was a little bit too deep, I'd say.
And that so it's going to bring up 3rd and 7 already. So Gallagher had a miscommunication with his receiver. He threw it where he thought the receiver would be. That was an optimistic move.
All right, so we're going to have both of our players we were talking about earlier, Jaden Walker and Kilby T. Dixon, on the low side of the field. I'd expect a little screen pass, I think.
It looks like they're blitzing 2 backers, yep, and they're going to bring the house. And he's going to try to check it down, and he drops the pass.
See how G gonna keep competition.
Come on.
And they let the whole Hanover bench come over onto the Laney bench, and not the whole Wildcat bench, but they let half the secondary come over and start talking trash to the Laney bench. And the referees did absolutely nothing.
There's also a little bit of a late hit there.
It looks okay, so yeah, they're going to punt the ball. At first, I thought they were going to keep the offense out there. Punter comes out late. Now they're going to shift. High snap. Deffenbaugh gets it. Good punt.
Oh, good. Right on the 15.
Rolls all the way down to the 15. Now we need our defense to come on and give us a good stop here.
All right, let's see if defense can do something. They've really had 2 highlight plays, I'd say. It was 2 fumble that they made in first quarter, I think. So I feel like we're due.
Let's go.
Way to flip that field there.
Oh.
Fumble. Yeah. I saw a ball drop.
Oh, we pick up the ball.
Oh, it's going to be a touchdown for the
That's
Lady
not a touchdown.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, the back end, if you look, they blitz the back end backer. So the Buccaneers blitz the backside backer. He was able to get to the quarterback before he even did the play fake. And
yeah, Jay.
all right, so that's a change of events, but I think there's going to be a flag on Laney for excessive celebration. So that's a way to turn the spirit around real quick. I mean, that was a great job by the blitzing backer. That's going to be a personal foul.
No, on that last play, it kind of looked like the quarterback missed a pitch there. I saw the ball bounce over there by his feet.
So they're going to enforce the penalty here instead of on the kickoff. So they're going to try to make this extra point hard.
Oh, yeah. Well, with Deluba, I feel like we kind of have it. He did miss a kick earlier today. I feel like he's not feeling too great about that, so I think he's gonna get this one.
So you kind of wonder if Delu was kind of thinking just going to miss another long one here, but I have faith he's going to make it. We got a really good kicker, so.
I just told it before we came up there. I was like, you stop that chirping.
A bad snap, low snap, but he still gets the
he's
ball
got it.
off.
That's good.
And
No,
no, it's no good again.
What?
That bad snap, I think screwed up the hold.
I don't know. That one looked good to me.
So the new score is going to be Wildcats lead. And that decision by the coach of the Wildcats to enforce it there really paid off.
If you want some clothing, make some noise.
Wow.
But they got 99. It's probably on 99 because he was running his mouth early.
Well, let's see if the defense can do it again. You know, they did. Said really, as I was saying on that, the return for a touchdown did a really good play. Blitz the backside backer, right in the quarterback's trying to pitch it. They got him before he can get the ball off. Typically, you leave the end man line of scrimmage unblocked. He's not supposed to be able to get there that fast. He was shot out of a cannon back there and was able to get to the quarterback very quickly.
High kick.
All right, so another shorter kick. Didn't reach the end zone. And finally the referee decides to throw a flag on.
There we go. It took long enough, but there we go.
All right, so they're finally going to call the hold.
Flag on the play. Holding Wildcats.
All right, so that's going to negate a good return. So right now the Laney Buccaneers are losing to the Wildcats by 1 point.
You know, it keeps happening whenever I talk about it. Let's see if the Buccaneer defense can do something right here.
All right, so they're coming out in just the spread here.
Buccaneers.
It looks like so they're coming out in empty. They got a tight end out, and they're doing just a single receiver screen. Gets maybe 2 yards.
1 or 2, yeah.
So they're coming out in a new formation here. They're coming out in the empty. They got a tight end. You know, they're probably going to try to do a couple screens to the outside, and then all of a sudden have the defense forget about this tight end and see if they can hit him over the middle.
It's going to also be no gain on that play.
So they're going to stay in this formation here with the tight end. And it's going to be slot fade, and it
another overthrown ball there from number 6.
Yeah, I guess him and the receiver are in different group chats on that.
That brings up 3rd down. I need some help, folks. Defense! Defense!
All right, so the Wildcats look like they might put a running back in the backfield.
I'm looking at the students. All these group of girls right here, and they're
All right, so the Wildcats come out, throw it over the middle again, and it's overthrown.
Again.
So yeah, the You know, I've had better connections on public Wi-Fi than that throw.
It is fourth down.
And those are really the first two passes that Johnson's missed this. Well, that and then the one in the end zone that we ended up giving a touchdown off of because of a dumb penalty that the Buccaneers committed. But those are the first couple passes this second half that Johnson's really started to miss. The first half he couldn't miss.
Buccaneers really been showing some pressure here. High snap again.
And it's a good punt, and it's going to be a fair catch around the 40 Buccaneers' own 40-yard line.
First down, Buccaneers.
Buccaneers first down with a little under 7 minutes to go.
In the third quarter, Buccaneers losing 13-14. You know, they got good field position here. Let's see if they keep it up with this aerial attack they've been with.
Yeah.
They've been hitting them with.
I like to see Gallagher throw one of those deep balls. He's really been hitting or connecting on these short passes. I can see a big energy, or see a lot of energy coming from this deep ball.
So they're coming out. Looks like they're blitzing backers, and they're going to run it right out. Wow.
Oh, that's a good.
Oh, he almost fumbled the ball. They almost stripped the ball away from Jeremiah Brown. He was able to hang on. The hole opened up. They blitzed the outside backers, and they went too far up the field. He ran right back underneath of where they were. Opened up a huge hole to the right side of the offensive line.
Gain of 9, second and 1 from the 50.
They're coming back out in the H-back formation here. And it's going to be a play action, and they're trying
That's pass interference right there.
And
they're going to call it clean.
They somehow did not call pass interference on that. While he was hugging the receiver running down the sideline.
He's holding him down there. That's not a.
And the coaches in the stands are letting the officials have it.
There's been a lot of missed calls there, I'd say.
Y'all want to get the second ball off the field? There you go.
They're down to 1 from the 50.
All right, the Buccaneers come back on the H-back and they hand it back off, but they plug the hole. Let's see if they give us a nice spot like they give Hanover.
I don't think.
No, they give it right back to the line of scrimmage.
Yep. There we go. First down, Buccaneers.
And they are going to give us a first down.
I feel like they kind of owe us that one.
So I wonder if they're going to just keep trying to run the ball here. It's another little quick screen pass out, and it's going to be a gain of about 10 yards.
First down. Got 5 minutes left in the clock.
And the Buccaneers are driving into Wildcat territory here, down to about the 40-yard line of the Wildcat.
Is another Laney first. First and 10, Laney. On the Wildcat 39-yard line.
All right, so they've come back out in the H-back formation. And they're blitzing backers. They're going to run a toss to the outside. Wow, a hole opened up.
Oh, snap. Stop
And he did a nice cut back there. And, you know, that's what I really like about the tosses is a lot of times you toss the ball out. It gets the defense flowing. You're able to stick your foot in the ground because you're about 2 yards outside the quarterback or more. And then you're able to stick your foot in the ground and open a lane. And that's exactly what happened there.
They're able to cut across there. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can cash this one in.
It looks like we're going to do a single set receiver, number 14. And Jalen Walker's got a touchdown. That's a touchdown, Jaden Walker.
Nice.
That was a perfect throw by Gallagher, and they put it right on the money. You know, Jaden Walker is a tall target, tall receiver, really long, slender arms, able to go up and grab it. Big wingspan, easy target for Gallagher to throw.
Buccaneers going to go for 2, but it looks of it right here. Try to even up that scoreboard.
All right, so Buccaneers going for a 2-pointer here. And put a man in motion. Kilby Thief sticks in motion, coming to the right side of the formation. Going to roll out to his right, looking for somebody open. And nobody's open. I don't know who he is throwing that to. I think that pass was headed to Section B, row 3.
It's your Buccaneers 19, Wildcats 14, and all the fans in the stands went, oh yeah!
All right, so your score right now with a little under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, 19-14. Buccaneers back on top.
Hey, let's get those feet smacking on the bleachers!
All right, so it's a surprise onside kick, and Buccaneers are going to recover it.
On the other side, it was that wow. Unless they call it catch interference, and we didn't give them a chance to let back up.
And we're going to see what the referees are going to call here. That was a great surprise onside kick. Good call by Coach Stowe.
What we all saying? But they probably said, I bet they're saying catch interference because he still has the right. But he hit the ground first. Yeah, he hit the ground.
Illegal kick on the Buccaneers.
I've never heard of that.
So they're going to call illegal kick.
So we need to have the two kicks. Like having too many people on one side of the ball. Well, how about you have to select? I mean, they do it in high school when you have two kickers and one jumps over the ball and the other one kicks the other. Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Oh, and they kept. He had 6 over here. So do they know what to do with it? You push it back. You do not put the ball where it ended. Yeah. So it's a 5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty.
And they're going to redo the kick. That was a well executed onside kick.
It's like the second time I've ever heard it called 30 years. It's the second time I've ever turned it back. But you saw how you kicked Keller, kicked the kind of. Yeah, that was always just in time. We got lucky. What's up? The thing is, you still only have to kick it 10 yards to the kick.
And Buccaneers kicking off again. Good deep kick. Took them out to about the 15-yard line after the penalty. And another good return. And it looks like there's a little extra pushing after the play. Tempers are flaring up a little bit.
250.
And it looks like the referees assessed a 5-yard penalty on something. And the referees don't really say why. Looks like they gave him a free 5 yards. Not really sure what the call was. Buccaneers almost jump off sides. It looks like one of the Wildcats is down. All right, so after the injury was tended to for the Wildcats, it's going to be 2nd and 5 from the Buccaneer 42. Wildcats trying to drive down here and take the lead back. And it's another handoff to number 2. And it looks like it's close to the first down marker. Yep, so it's going to be a Wildcat first down. So they're shifting the formation over to the left side. They got quads, and now we're having pass play. And he got hit as he threw it. And that ball is going to go and hit the ground and be incomplete. So Wildcats coming back out in the trips left down to the wide side of the formation here, bottom of your screen. And it's going to be a quick pass to their slot receiver, and he's going to be wrestled down by number 26, Joe Deffenbaugh.
Number 18, Michael Giuliano. Tackled by number 26, Joe Deffenbaugh. Gain of 3. That brings up third down.
All right, so that's going to be third down. Got a tight end to the left side and got trips to the right side. And their quarterback just airmails it into the bleachers.
Great defense by your Buccaneers.
So look for the Wildcats to go for it here. They've been going for it on fourth down a lot. They're deep into Buccaneer territory, so it's a little bit out of field goal range. This brings up a 4th and 7. Number 2, who they've been getting the ball to a lot, is over to the left side, and they're trying to get a hard count here. And they're going to go ahead. Wildcats are calling a timeout. Oh, West is. All right, so Wildcats still going for it here on fourth down. So 4th and 7. 23 is going out to the. And threw it to number 1. And there's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Buccaneers for getting in Hanover State, but it should be a dead ball foul after the play. So we're having a zebra convention here, and it was a dead ball foul, should be after the play, but what are they trying to confer here? So it should be on Laney for unsportsmanlike conduct, but it was dead ball after the play, so it should march him back either half the distance or 15 yards.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Buccaneers. First down, Buccaneers.
All right, so it's going to be first down Buccaneers. Not sure what took so long to figure that out.
Where is he walking from? From line of scrimmage.
It should be from line of scrimmage. That's
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. That ball was on the first one.
All right, so Buccaneers take over here. A little under 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Hey, look, he does this on there, get it right. They got to look up.
Buccaneers offense coming out in the H-back formation. Gallagher calling some routes that he wants from the huddle here, or from the line of scrimmage. And she's going to hand the ball off. Jeremiah Brown, good strong run. It's about 3 yards on the carry.
Buccaneer run by number 25, Jeremiah Brown. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for the 19. And by number 24, Ethan Payne.
All right, so coming out in the spread formation here. Takes snap, and it's another handoff, and looks like he gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Run by number 25, Jeremiah Brown. No gain. Third down and 7, Buccaneers.
All right, so coming back out in the spread formation is 3rd down and 7 from our own 19-yard line. Gallagher back to pass, throws it quick, and it's going to be almost picked off. Threw it right to the safety. And that's really Gallagher's first bad pass of the night. So that's going to bring out the punter. Offensive line did their job. He just threw it prematurely on that route. All right, so low line driving punt, and punt coverage is had him wrapped up, and he somehow escapes.
You see the bushes? Stack 31. That's Jared. There you go. I'm playing with a teammate for him.
Slammed out of bounds by the Buccaneers.
They stood over him. That was Jared.
So Wildcats once again with really good field position.
Wildcats at the Buccaneers 35.
And Wildcats are going to shift over with the tight end and H-back. They're just going to hand it off right behind the, really right down on the left side of that offensive line. Straight ahead for a solid gain of at least 5.
Wildcat run by number 2, Tony Clark Nelson. Gain of 6, 7-4 on the 39.
All right, so they're going to shift it back to the other side. This is usually when they come for some kind of play action. Yep, and here it is. Nope, they hand it back off right at the middle, and he gets bust through for a gain of about 10. And number 2 was throwing punches, and the referees are going to ignore the call. Wildcats back up right on the line. They're going to run it again. And they had him in the backfield. They let him go. this should be the end of the final seconds of the third quarter here.
And at the end of the third quarter, it's your Buccaneers 19. Wildcats 14.
And that's going to bring up the fourth quarter here. So Buccaneers with a good stop there on second down.
Fire Buccaneers.
That was judged.
And that brings up third down.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. That was a big loss there on the run.
All right, let's make some noise, folks.
No, Wildcats come back out with an H-back and tight end to the right side of the formation. And he's going to roll over to the left. And Quinzier somehow caught it in between 3 guys. And that's going to be a touchdown, Wildcats. So the Wildcats are going to go for 2 here. Try to make it 22-19. So would tie it up if there's a field goal. See if the Buccaneers can hold them here, and they're nope. And they're going to let them walk right into the end zone on a quick little out route by number 2. So it's going to bring up and be 22 to 19.
For all of their hard work, all of their effort all season long. We'd like to begin with our cheerleaders, our varsity cheerleaders. Let's make some noise for them. Let's make some noise for our Buckets dance team. And let's make some noise for your lady marching Buccaneers.
All right, so the Wildcats ready to kick off here. See if the Buccaneers can set up a good return, really swing some of this momentum that seems to shift it in the Wildcats' favor. going to be a short kick right about the 18-yard line, and good coverage. He ran right into the coverage. Brings up to about the 30. If he could have cut it back into some blockers, he probably could have at least got 15 yards out of that. All right, so 32-yard line. Buccaneers coming back out in their H-back formation. Looks like it's going to be a run play. Yep, it's going to be a run right to that side of Jeremiah Brown's, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They give him a generous spot of gaining about a yard. Laney coming back out in the H-back formation. It's going to be a toss play back to Jeremiah Brown. Jeremiah Brown stiff arms the guy. Still on his feet. Finds a seam. And he's brought down all the way down to about the 25-yard line. All right, so Buccaneers getting to the line quickly. Go ahead, snap it, and it's going to be a fade route, and it's holding them. And the referees finally call a penalty on the hold. So the referees called holding on the Wildcats. They were holding Kilby Thies Dixon. I thought they were trying to take him to the next prom dance in the spring. He was holding him so long.
And that gives us another Laney Vs.
All right, so it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. And they're going to hand it right up the middle to Jeremiah Brown. Jeremiah Brown cuts to the outside, and he's not going to be stopped in the end zone. He powers his way through defenders, and he's going to score. And just like that, the Buccaneers are back on top.
Number 25, Jeremiah Brown.
I forgot about the penalty flag.
So this extra point's huge because it's going to put the Buccaneers up by 4. And this one is good. So the Buccaneers are now on top 26-22.
With 9 minutes, 59 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. It's your Buccaneers 26, Wildcats 22, and all the fans in the stands went, oh yeah!
So one of the strengths of this Wildcat lately has been the kicks return, the kickoff returns. They've been getting very good returns off of these. Kaliba's kicks haven't been super strong in this game. You might want to try to maybe kick this right down the middle, kick it into the end zone, because they've been able to return these and almost breaks them off. Yeah, here we go. They do a little shorter kick, try to get to a different guy, and he muffs the kick. And he's coming back across the field, and he's going to have an awesome return.
Oh, look at this. He's not letting them up.
And there's a New Hanover kid clapping right in everybody's face, and the referees are just going to let him taunt.
I'm telling you.
We stopped and watched them catch the ball.
It looks like the Buccaneers did really well at spectating and watching the returner drop the ball and muff it. All right, so Wildcats take the field back on their own 38-yard line, I believe. So 1st and 10, clock just under 10 minutes. And Johnson dropped back to pass. He's going to throw it. He has a man open, and he overthrew his receiver. Lucky because Laney got lucky on that one because Baker Gray had fallen down on the play. His receiver was running wide open in the secondary, would have walked in for a touchdown. All right, so Wildcats come back out in the H-back formation, going to hand the ball off right up the middle, and the Buccaneers are going to stuff them right around the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1 yard.
It's time to make some noise. Lots and lots of noise.
And that's going to be 3rd down already for the Wildcats. 3rd and 9 at their own 39. This is a big 3rd down for the Buccaneers, so they can stop them here and score. That game will pretty much be over. So it's going to be the rollout play. They've been trying a lot. And he overthrows his receiver on a deep out. And I believe they're going to have to punt this one.
It'll be a 9 yards for a fake here.
Back to punt for the Wildcats, number 99, Andrew McIntosh. Back to receive for your Buccaneers, number 6, Henry Brown.
High snap, and the punter brings it down, and muffs the punt straight up in the air. Somebody called NASA. I think it's still up there. And it rolls out about the 45-yard line of the Buccaneers, so they're going to get great field position off of that bad punt.
45-yard line, first down, Buccaneers.
All right, and Wildcats are going to stuff the run right back to the line of scrimmage. Wildcats only took about a minute off the clock on that entire drive they had. is a quick 3 and out for the Wildcats. So it's going to be a pass. Keith Dixon doing a he tried to do a stop and go route, and it was well coverage underneath with a safety over the top. They're in some kind of cover 2 man. Really not the situation you want to try to throw that pass. Looks like it was called from the sideline of where to throw it. And it looks like Coach Brooks is going to go ahead and burn a timeout with 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
The only pressure Gallagher had today is when he rolled back. But in the pocket, nobody did this mistake.
All right, so they come back out in the H-back formation. It's 3rd and 10. Buccaneers really need this one here, so they're Gallagher, good time in the pocket, throws it to a wide open man. Oh, he lays out, and it looks like the receiver is down. He landed on his shoulder a little bit. So the Buccaneers are going to have to punt. Intended target was Jaden Walker on the pass. Offensive line's given Gallagher really good time all night. All right, so good punt. Keeps on rolling. Rolls down to about the 10-yard line, and we're going to down it right there. That's a good punt by Joe Deffenbaugh.
Wildcats on their own 9-yard line.
So Wildcats come back out. Looks like they're in their little the tight end formation, and they send the house, and they tried to run it. They get stopped for a loss in the backfield.
Slam down by number 44, Joseph McPherson.
And Barcy sent the house on that, and it paid off.
Loss of 3. 2nd and 13 from the 6.
Wildcats on their own 6-yard line now. It's going to be a pass play. try to do a bump and go, and they're going to sack the quarterback close to the end zone. They're going to say he's outside of it by about a half a yard. That's going to bring up a third and about a 3rd and 20. 3rd and 19.
Make some noise tonight. You need to make some noise for this third down, boys and girls. Get those cowbells ringing.
So I look for they keep going back to a rollout play. You know they're going to have to try to pass on this play. No, they're staying in the pocket. He's just going to try one single deep pass. And good defense. Baker Gray was ready for that. And now they're going to have, I would look for the Buccaneers to come after this punt. So it's going to be a short punt. They're going to, I would look for them to go for this, go after this punt here. I mean, the last punt their punter had went about 10 yards up the field. It's another bad punt. Six has it, and he's going to take it up the sideline, cuts back, and nobody's blocking for him. And nobody was blocking for him. He had men right in front of him, and nobody would give him a block. If he would have had some people blocking for him, he would have walked right into the end zone. He had a sea of blue right in front of him, and not one of his team members blocked for him.
All the way down to the Wildcat 12-yard line. First down, Buccaneers.
And there's some confusion on the offense trying to get the personnel correct. Who's supposed to be on the field, who's off. Trying to see who's playing offensive guard. And now they still don't have enough men on the field. Don't know the formation, don't know the play. They got 5 seconds left. Brooks might have to call a timeout. Nope, they're going to snap it. And Brown goes to the outside, and it's going to walk in for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Buccaneers! Number 25, Jeremiah Brown.
And I'm kind of curious to see if the coach would go for 2 here, because right now they're already up by 10. If you go up by 12, then it's going to make it a 2-possession or a 2-touchdown game. And that's going to be good by Ty DeLuba, and that's a kick is good.
Buccaneers 33. Wildcats 22.
So 33 to 22. Buccaneers on top with 6 minutes left to go. 6:01 on the clock. And right there, special teams shows why it is so important. 2 bad punts, and it flipped the field position.
Let's get that beat stamping.
All right, Buccaneers kicking off. Good kick. Back to about the 10-yard line, but Wildcats have been having good returns. He finds a little seam. And it's another good return out to about the 40-yard line. So the Wildcats have been doing a very good job of returning these kicks all day. Wildcats are going to have to work quick here, down by 2 scores. They're going to have to score 2 touchdowns here or a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and a field goal to tie it up. Johnson takes a snap, rolling outside, throws to his man. They're going to say it's incomplete. Number 22, Christian Pridgeon on top of him, and didn't give him any room to complete that pass. Wildcats back out in the with a tight end and H-back, and they run it right up the middle for a solid gain of about 10 yards. So Wildcats moving right down the field, using their run game. Buccaneers substituting the defensive line out, trying to keep a solid rush going. And it's going to be that rollout play they've been using all game, and they got somebody open. And it's going to be a touchdown again by Quinzier Waddell. And the officials are saying he's out. At the 1 or 2 yard line, he spun out of bounds.
Somebody said, do you know who's videotaping? Please tell them to zoom in.
All right, so it looks like they're going to try to do some kind of a push here. And they're going to give him the touchdown. So, just as predicted, the Wildcats are going to go for the 2-point conversion here.
Cheerleaders, they need some help. Dance team, I need some help. Defense!
All right, so just like that, the Wildcats are trying another 2-point conversion. Leaping effort, but it's going to be no good.
And the 2-point conversion is no good. 4 minutes, 46 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. It's your Buccaneers 33, Wildcats 28. And the fans in the stands went, oh yeah!
All right, so 4 minutes 46 seconds left. Buccaneers still on top, 33-28. And we have some kind of flag on the field. And they're going to call a personal foul on the Buccaneers. So it's going to be
Oh, that hole. That's good. I was going to run through that hole. They won't even have to change that.
Buccaneers run. 25, Jeremiah Brown.
He comes 9 yards to get 10 yards.
And the referees didn't have the chain crew set, so now they're trying to figure out what down and where they are on the field.
Gain of 9, second and 1 to the 24.
So second down and 1. Buccaneers coming out in their H-back formation. The hole closes quickly, but I think it's going to be a first down. The Buccaneers trying to eat this clock. 3 minutes, 37 seconds left on the clock. And you can burn about 30 seconds off with this play clock here.
First and 10 Buccaneers on the 26-yard line.
Yeah, Fournette was first team all conference last year. Yeah, he lost more weight though. He lost a lot of weight, but he's strong.
There's going to be another handoff to Brown. He had a big hole. They grabbed his jersey just to keep him to a minimum gain of about 1 yard. The Wildcats call a timeout trying to save some of that clock here. All right, so after the timeout, 3 minutes and 1 second left on the clock. 2nd and 8 for the Buccaneers. I'd look for them to start running it again here. I know it's going to be another handoff right at the middle. He cuts it off. Oh, it's a face mask.
Why did this side judge not throw the flag?
And they keep pushing forward, and there's going to be another 15-yard face mask. And the side judge never even threw his flag, and he was the referee right in front of it. So good, strong run. The offensive line kept pushing down the field even after the run. Somehow the side judge never called that face mask. It was time winding down here, down to 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. 30 seconds left on the play clock.
The fact that this side judge didn't throw it is the issue.
And they're just going to keep running it in the good hole again by the offensive line, and Brown's just not going to be stopped. Pushing it all the way down for a good gain. Takes it. So it's going to be 2nd and about 3. And it's down to 1 minute and 50 seconds. And the Buccaneers can muster one more first down. This is going to pretty much end the ball game. Good sidestep in the background. And there's a flag. They're going to throw a flag late. And they're going to say it's holding on the Buccaneers, so that's going to negate that first down.
The penalty is 10 yards. It'll be 2nd and 13 from the 45.
That's going to be 2nd and 13. Look for them to. Yeah, and they're going to call the offsides on the Wildcats, and that's going to give us an extra 5 yards and let us burn some more clock, hopefully.
Second down 8 on the 40.
And they're going to say, go ahead and wind the clock. Under a minute now. This should pretty much end the ball game. So, clock down to about 45 seconds and running. 5 seconds on the play clock. Gallagher takes the snap, hands the ball off. Jeremiah Brown gets swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Timeout, New Hanover.
37 seconds remaining. Hanover burns a timeout.
The fans in the stands said, "Oh yeah!"
Yeah, they are.
I thought they took a timeout on.
Oh yeah, they did. Here's the problem. It's 25 seconds play clock here. Oh yeah, track.
This one, 25 is the clock.
Yeah.
Make sure you got my
Wait.
It looks like they're going to do the shotgun victory formation. And that's going to do it for the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers going to squeak out of here with a win, 33-28.
The 28. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance this evening. Thank you for your attendance all season long. Thank you, cheerleaders. Thank you, dance team. Thank you, marching Buccaneers.